Southern France fell to the Italians. Mussolini was prepared to cooperate with the Germans in the extermination program, but a section of the Italian administration was unenthusiastic and thwarted the operations. With respect to the solution of the Jewish problem in Italy proper, the Nazis decided to call in Himmler himself to conduct the talks with the Duce. Insofar as other countries under Italian rule were concerned, the accused and his associates complained bitterly over the saboteur Italian administration in southern France, Greece and Yugoslavia. These complaints were summarized, amongst other things, in a letter drafted by Eichmann on February 25, 1943, addressed to the Foreign Ministry, and signed by the head of the Gestapo, Müller, who also referred to Eichmann as his source in the body of the letter. The letter complained of the Italian authorities' attitude and their constant habit of taking the side of the Jews. This greatly interfered with the final solution, Müller wrote, and even partially thwarted its implementation, since other countries pointed to this attitude on the part of one of the Axis powers as an excuse for their hesitation to act against the Jews. Heavy pressure was exerted on the Italian authorities through the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Ribbentrop. All these approaches were prepared by Eichmann, who refused to reconcile himself to the escape of a few tens of thousands of Jews from the dragnet covering Europe. As a general rule, the Italians adopted delaying tactics and succeeded in saving thousands of Jews from certain death. When the Italians left Monaco, Eichmann asserted that 15,000 Jews were living within the territory of the Principality and demanded their incorporation in the scope of the general operation. The German consulate in Monaco stated that the number of Jews was no more than 1,000, and Eichmann persisted, claiming that he knew as a result of a personal visit that the number specified by him was the correct one. Ultimately, even he had to admit that the number of Jews in question was only between 1,000 and 1,500, and his office requested that appropriate steps be taken against them. Apparently the operation was successfully carried through, for in July 1944 the German consul in Monaco was able to announce that there were no more than 40 to 50 Jews left in the Principality. The same energy, the same care to seal up every rescue loophole are to be seen in other areas as well. An Einsatz commander operated in Luxembourg and looked after legislation, the looting of property, the introduction of the Jewish badge, territorial concentration at Fünfbrunnen, and the deportation of Jews. Eichmann's henchmen Bosshammer and Dannecker operated in that part of Italy occupied by the Germans after the fall of Mussolini and Badoglio's surrender. On October the 16th, 1943, an extensive roundup of Jews in Rome took place, and from there the wave of arrests spread to the Italian north. Thanks to the assistance of the Italians, who hid many Jews at the risk of their own lives, the hunt proved unsuccessful. The Italian clergy also rescued Jews and hid them in monasteries. As I have previously stated, the Pope himself intervened on behalf of the arrested